Hey everyone, Steve here from Big Head Tech, and an unexpected unboxing overview. So let's talk. If you go out in the PC building, it's very hard to compete. There's a lot of people that are going to be selling one-year-old systems for 50% because they need money. You have to differentiate yourself. There's a couple ways you can do that. Something exotic, customized. Those are hard to find, people to buy because you're going to spend a lot of extra money in customization, additional markup, and you have to find people that see value in that. But there are people that do it. And then there's people like me that this is just a small section of my business, is the custom PC building. So there's only about 10% margin. But for me, it's about the interaction and the support. And this is a good example. I keep some parts in inventory. That includes review samples that are given to me, and I only take review samples, well, sometimes I have to give them back, but if I keep, I make sure that I can use them for builds, and stuff that I buy to review, and then I usually sell at a break even or loss, which I never profit on that, unfortunately, unless it goes into a system that I make 10%. And then stuff that never ended up in a customer's build for whatever reason. But here's the downside. So I have an MSI board for a build, and during the stress test it failed. Now I didn't just buy that board, I had that board for probably 8 weeks. It was a review product that I bought and it's in inventory, and to replace it, it's going to take anywhere from probably 30 to 40 days. That's my experience with MSI. I sent out a graphics card on September 6th, I'm filming on the 29th, and they still have it in repair status. So it's been 3 weeks. Their total turnaround time can be up to 6 weeks. The customer's not going to wait that long, so now I have to eat $200, it's close to it. Plus I'm going to have to get a Wi-Fi card because his old one had Wi-Fi. And we have to continue because he wants to pick up early next week. So we don't have much of a choice. I have to eat all the profit I had into this computer, which is fine. He's a good friend of mine. I'll make money once I get that board replaced, but that'll have to be in a future build. But that's part of doing business. So without further ado, we have the unboxing and overview of the MSI X470 Gaming Pro Carbon. We're going to stick with MSI because the graphics card's MSI, and we only want one RGB system to control everything, which happens to be MSI. There we go. All of our included accessories here. RGB controller, more RGB, SATA, and not entirely sure what that is, and then we have MSI bridge. So nothing super exciting there. Now we don't know if this is Ryzen 3000 ready or not. The board says Ryzen 2000 ready, so we shall find out. There we go. Let's go over all of our features here. So right out the gate, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 USB. I presume we're going to have some 2, some 3.1, 3.1 Gen 2, USB Type-C, 7.1 surround, BIOS, probably, I think it's going to be a flashback, PS2 combo port, display port, and HDMI out. Then around here, let's take a look here. We have, oh wow, we have a lot of fan headers here. We have a fan header here. We have, oh god, fan header here. We have another one here, here. So we have a lot of fan headers, so we're good there. And this I did not check for, which I feel really dumb, but it looks like we have it. We should have, yes, we have addressable RGB. We have, I know we have regular RGB down here. This is going to be a 5+1. I'm not entirely sure what doubler is being used here, so I will apologize there. The list does not show that. But what we do know is we're running 2 high and 2 low per set of phases here. And we're looking at the 4C029N on the high side. And then the low side is the 4C024N. This chip is an IR35201 chip right there. Looking at the LAN solution here, we are rocking an Intel chip. So this is the Intel, looks to be the i211AT gigabit LAN. And for the audio solution here, We're looking at the AC1220 7.1. Not bad. Nothing to complain about here. And then also it's important to note, I missed it, we have another RGB header all the way up here. So decent strategic places with them all. I'm pretty happy with that. Would like this up here personally, not the end of the world, but overall this should work perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Well, conclusion time and some clarifications. I have a different system from me because I had to pull the system apart. That was not a BIOS flashback. That was indeed a clear CMOS, which I find to be useful as well. So I'm currently updating the BIOS, and I had a lot of trouble, not because there's anything wrong with the board, because I'm an idiot. It's not the Gaming Pro, it's Gaming Pro Carbon, and clearly wouldn't see that BIOS because I was on the wrong page. So mine was not Ryzen 3000 ready right out of the gate. I didn't really expect it to be, so just keep that in mind. That a lot of X470s, probably the B450s, I'm starting to see some of them are coming updated. A lot of people are not springing for X470. It seems to be they're either spending 200 plus on X570 or 120 or less on B450. So manufacturers aren't really quick to start shipping BIOS updates out of the gate. So that's that. And that's pretty much it. It's a better board. It'll support up to a 3950X with a little bit of additional cooling on the VRM if you're overclocking it, but it'll support a 3900X with overclocking. So what they're saying is the board's definitely good up to 150 amps, which this is going to be pushing 70. So the thing is the other board, I really want to put like an older generation CPU in that, or one of these Ryzen 5 3500s that are coming out, just because the VRM gets a little warmer whenever you have you know, a higher end chip in there, as you guys may have already seen that. But if you liked the video, liked it, dislike. If you dislike, leave a comment, get subscribed. By the way, I have cuts in my hand for moving the PC cooler. We're not using that going forward. It's really should only be installed on Intel. AMD is just such a nightmare to do unless they change the mounting. But as always, this is Steve from Big Head Tech. Link in the description below, and I'll see you later on down the road.